How Long Gone, International Edition. It's your two favorite podcasters, Chris Black and Them Jeans. I'm coming to you from beautiful Copenhagen, and Jason is in our favorite city, London. Is that correct?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Still recovering from a roller coaster. Last episode of the podcast. Wow, what a mind-blowing, crazy guest. But yeah, here we are, just living the Indie Sleaze revival here in Soho, London town.
Oh, I love that Indie Sleaze is back because the Cobra Snake went to Charlie's birthday party. I'm like, I think we've been hearing about fucking Indie Sleaze being back for 3 years now. How long can it keep coming back?
There's a lot of thought. All it takes is one person to say that online, and it sparks essay after essay in the Twitter comments and Instagram comments and everything. But yeah, it's just a guy who has a Canon camera with a flash on it that you could buy from Best Buy or anywhere in the world, and then you just point it at a hot person and you take a picture.
And let's be clear, he is the GOAT because he did it first.
Yeah, I mean, I'm downplaying his skills. Obviously, he has a gift as a photographer. He's quite talented and a long old friend of mine. But what I'm saying is, it's people have been taking party photos for a long time.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's not sleaze. But anyway,
it's not sleaze.
We're digressing.
Okay, so how are you feeling? Did you take a little nappy?
I took a nappy. I even though I know that's not a smart idea to do when you're...
an hour or two is fine. I think it's when you do the 4 or 5 hour thing that you get fucked up.
As long as you say an hour or two is fine. But yeah, I don't know what time it is in my body. Let me see here. World clock.
It's early.
6 a.m.
Yeah, it's early morning. You're up normally at this time. I'm getting texts from you. You're responding. You're conscious at this time.
Yeah, but usually when I'm up at 6 a.m., that's because I just woke up versus
you're in bed.
Haven't gone to sleep yet, kind of thing. So I'm going. I guess I'm going Indie Sleaze mode by just like raging all night.
Exactly. I hope I show up to London tomorrow and you have a funny haircut. That's all I'm hoping for. You just get compelled.
I did get a haircut right before we came.
But it's not funny.
I don't know. There's not.
I have a feeling. It's not funny.
It's funny how cute it is, but that's about it.
Oh, yeah. I was telling you before we started, but I've just been really living life on two wheels, Them Jeans in the early 2000s style, Indie Sleaze style. And I have to say, I'm lime pilled here in Copenhagen, and it really does. This is my third or fourth trip here, and I never got it, and the weather's been good, and I've only used a bike, and now I totally get it.
So the one time I don't go to Copenhagen is when everyone seems to finally, it's clicking in, and everyone's loving it and having fun, and as long as you have 1,000 followers, you can go to a Tekla dinner and get free pillow sheets and bed spreads.
I don't know. You're not really a satin guy. I don't take you as a satin pillowcase guy. They were launching.
Are you a satin guy?
No, I didn't, and I didn't go to that dinner. I did go to a breakfast.
Who the fuck is getting satin sheets at the Tekla store?
It's a new
D'Angelo.
It's a new product category. I'm sure. I mean,
is Nick Cannon a shopper at Tekla? What's going on there?
I think there's several people who. I think there's like a world where silk pillowcases are very good for your skin. Is something that's like a known thing. But that's the closest comparison I have. I'm going to stick with cotton personally, or maybe linen. But I like experimentation in the bedroom.
Yeah, we just had a technical difficulty, but we're back.
Yeah. So the weather's been nice. I mean, today's a little gray, but I've been living life on two wheels, and it really has changed me, I think. And
are you being for real, or are you messing with me?
No, I love it. I just, I love.
You messing with me?
No, you messing with me. No, I just really like efficiency, and cars here are so like deprioritized that they're not the most efficient way to get anywhere. Like it's faster to crawl in some instances, I think. And so I was just like, oh, this is why people like it here, is because you can do so much stuff in one afternoon, because it's the maximum you're going to ride is 15 minutes, no matter how far something is. So it's like it just changes the experience quite a lot.
It kind of makes you wonder, because I come from a land called Los Angeles where, other than it being the home of showbiz, is mostly known for having the worst, craziest traffic of all time. And I think we are getting a bad rap because every place that we go to is just insurmountably worse. I mean, you're in Copenhagen, I'm in London. It's not even in the same conversation how bad the traffic is here compared to LA.
I think the thing is though that
or nay, Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta is known as almost as bad or worse than LA. But I think that the differences in these places.
But you combine LA and New York together, and it's a quarter of London.
Yeah, London's awful. But it feels like somehow less cars than LA. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's busier and the traffic is worse, but there's less cars, which I don't really know how that works. But
because everyone in LA has to have a car.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Not everyone. It's still a luxury and an odd thing if you have a car here in London.
That's true.
Anyway, where this is getting too regional, we'll save this for the stage tomorrow at Bush Hall, where we can do the local kind of regional traffic.
Oh, don't worry. All of our London friends have been complaining to me about how far Bush Hall is. I was with Raven last night at this Emily in Paris dinner, and he was. He was saying that he's going to have to ask Dickie to sort him out a car if he's going to come.
Must be nice.
I was like, damn, I wish I had somebody to sort my cars. I'm the guy that sorts the cars out for whoever asks.
I'm the sorter.
I'm
Twisted fire storter.
I'm the fire sorter.
Yeah.
God
so
damn it.
I'm over here. I'm checked in at the Broadwick Soho, which is mere meters from Rita's, our close friends.
Yeah, it's right. It's right in the hood. Yeah.
So I believe I'll be dining there. I checked in for a table for one, and they said no. Well, I'm gonna eat with them, so it'll be me, Gabe, and Missy all together, a 3-top. At the owner's table.
That's nice.
No other way I like to dine.
Oh, yeah. The owner's table is the place to be. It's like the owner's box when you're at the Yankee game. You know what I mean? I totally get it.
I can berate the staff, and they have to do whatever I say.
What is the weather looking like over there? We got rain. We got sun. We got a mix.
Bruv, the weather here is bipolar. It change on a dime.
It does change on a dime. It does change.
Right now, it is. It's fine. Cloudy, 71. But tomorrow. Oh wait, no. In 30 minutes, 100% chance of rain, and then in 1 hour, 0 rain.
Yeah, okay, that sounds about right. Okay, so
but tomorrow we got a high of 77, which is good.
Yeah, I'll take it. No, I'll take it.
Because of London 88, that's a bit muggy. Then that's 114 in LA.
It gets quite muggy. Well, that'll be fun. I'm happy to. Copenhagen's been very good, but I'm ready to rock tomorrow morning.
Are you eating good over there? Didn't you say you went to Noma?
No, I'm going to Noma tonight with it's 24 people hosted by Instagram. So it's 6 tables of 4. I don't know who I'm sitting with. So this is going to be but it's almost the full thing. Apparently, I talked to Isabella from Fashion Week last night, and she was like, no, I think it's not the full thing, but it's like very close.
Okay, so they're going to have to do, like, whenever I go to, let's say I go to a branded event like that, it'll be in the separate side room, and it'll be a selection of the chef's gayest menu items, like chicken fingers and pizza and stuff like that. You're going to get the Noma version of that, where it's only one eel testicle. Yeah. And it won't be reindeer penis, it'll be reindeer heart.
I did tell them that I've said that I was vegetarian, so I would avoid exactly what you're talking about. Like, I don't want eel toenail on rice, as part of my
We've
meal.
pared it down. It's only going to be 33 courses, so it'll be sort of a novella menu, it's an abridged version.
It's under 200 pages. You'll get right through it super quick.
You'll breeze through it. You should be out of here, 2 a.m. latest.
That's the problem. So it starts at 7:30, which isn't that late, but I bet I won't be home. I'll be touching midnight, I'm sure.
Yeah. You'll be touching midnight.
I've touched midnight every night this week. So yeah, so last night Raven and I went to this Emily in Paris dinner that was like underneath, because I guess Lily Collins, Emily, like lives here. Like she has a house in Copenhagen because she just loves it, I guess.
Lily, come on the pod. Remember, we're supposed to do that.
I know we are supposed to do that. I didn't.
That's Raven. Raven set it up.
I didn't mention it to her last night, but I was close. I didn't want to seem.
That would have been uncivilized.
I would have been uncivilized, but it was in this.
Don't blow your load.
They had like built like a tape. They put it was basically in like this beautiful overpass under a theater with like crazy tile work on the ceiling, but cars usually drive underneath it. And so it was like they had blocked.
I used to buy Coke at Overpass. Tell me more.
I wish it was that, but it was really an interesting, cool setting. But I was just like, I couldn't get a handle on where I was, like because I had never been there when it wasn't set up by Netflix Nordic. So I was trying to. People were like explaining to me what it was.
Netflix.dk.
I was like, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but right now I'm sitting at a table eating a fucking oyster, so I can't process that. Sometimes there's Volvos coming through here.
I feel like that is sort of the majesty of Copenhagen, where sort of no matter where you are, you just feel like you're in some weird little storybook thing of like none of this matters and. I'm beyond the realm or the rules of normal laws and civic planning, and you're just like, this is a magic street. You can't stand here, and you're like, okay, whatever you say, guys.
All right, bro, sure thing, dude.
This street is protected for owls only, and you're like, yes, right away, of course.
But it was. I mean, it was something. Then we walked over. After we built with the Netflix Nordics and Vogue Scandinavia and Lily Collins, Raven and I walked over to Apollo Bar because MF Penn and Palms were having a party. And then I got there and it was like 75 people drinking natural wine, and then it started raining and I was like, I have to go home. I got to go home. It was,
okay.
it was.
That's not bad.
No, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I finally met Frederick, which was nice. But yeah, it was
Frederick Billy Bray.
It's too pop. It's like so popping. It's like it really is because it's. I mean, I guess
it's the Copenhagen time and again, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's Copenhagen time again. It really is. It really is. Except that the cops leave them alone because it's a museum.
Okay.
Not because Despot's connected. It's a different. It's a different kind of situation over there.
Not because Despot pays him off. Here's a case of orange wine with a twomper hanging out of the side of it.
Exactly,
you boys okay? You guys need anything else? You guys need a glizzy from Frog Club? No, you guys are it? All right, get out of here.
I got a glizzy. If you're hungry, let me know. Yeah, I've been going to Atelier September, one of his other spots, to get coffee because it's like very good. But man, I
have the cookbook.
It's like a line out the door of like locals and the worst influencers you could ever imagine, and they're all taking.
Oh, so it's a popular restaurant.
It's shit, but it seems worse. It seems like people are dressing to go there at noon. That's why it feels worse. Like I was there today, and obviously it's Fashion Week, and I saw these people. I was like, dude, you're wearing. There's a guy wearing like a crop top to eat lunch. I'm like, I support your non-binary journey, but put a shirt on. I'm trying to have some fucking avocado toast here.
Okay, so. But like in New York, when people go to Amélie de Lyonne for lunch, they dress up too, right?
They don't have lunch there. They only have Greek specialty coffee. But people definitely get dressed up to go there. Yes,
or Maru in LA or
for sure. But the thing is, I guess coffee is different to me because you're drinking it. Eating a meal with a midriff on or like a skin tight piece of clothing, unless it's like a dinner that you have to get your picture taken at before you eat, so you wear the
unless it's the Ghani dinner.
I just don't understand. The thought of sitting down in like a skin tight like Nike Pro Combat outfit to eat lunch just seems crazy to me.
Okay, boomer.
I mean, great coffee, but the other problem with all of these Scandinavian countries, the Nordic countries, is that they only have oat milk. Because Oatly is from here.
Oh, oat.
There's no almond option, so I'm just digesting so many seed oils. I'm going to pay for it later.
Seed oils?
I'm going to pay for it later.
Well, why don't you haven't thought about just doing a little cows?
Honestly, I have, but I haven't. It's like having a steak. It's been so long that I can't even imagine it, even though if it was in a cortado, I'm sure I wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah, but when you're having a steak, that's just sort of pure, unadulterated it's a hot beef injection going straight into your body, whereas the coffee mixed in with the milk. It just sort of becomes one yummy thing. Because you'll have ice cream on a rare occasion.
Oh, I mean,
on a fort year.
I've had a lot of ice cream in my life, but honestly, most of it was vegan. If I would go get ice cream, I would just get vegan ice cream because I was like, that's what I was used to getting. This is all just habit based. I don't have any other reason. I'm a habit. Right. I'm a habit guy. You know.
Well, we know it's not environmental. Okay, I'll tell you that much.
That's right. No, hell no. It is not environmental.
The environment.
It ain't environmental. But yeah, the coffee's great. I mean, the food's great. The whole scene over there is great. Everybody's hot. It's just like some wild outfits to sit down and take a picture of your eggs. Do you think
it's like that year round, or because it is Copenhagen Fashion Week, people are putting that shit on, and that shit is chicks nerds crop top?
I think God damn it. I think it's both, but I think people, because there's such a look here, because like there's like such a style and everybody is hot and dresses pretty well, even if it's not your thing, they look good. You know what I mean? Like they're put together well. That I think it's just kind of the culture here with young people. Like even the big pants fucking samba guys look pretty good. You know, it's like everybody looks pretty good, but I don't understand that part of it. That's all.
I think in Copenhagen, their fashion sweet spot is the wintertime dressing. That's when they go really cute, and then their little babies have strawberry and blueberry beanies on, and they have really good winter gear. You know, the summer they're just like, I'm just wearing my Stussy swimming trunks, and that's about it. You know,
I mean, when you're this good looking, I guess it just doesn't matter, and that's something that I'll never be able to understand. So I respect it. I respect it on every level,
as well as fucking for reproductive, not for pleasure.
Yeah, there's only every 24-year-old. That is the other thing about it here, is that the parallels to me between this and the South are so weird, because it feels traditional in the same way, where like you're 24, you're married, you have 3 kids. That's like very Southern to me, but that's even more Danish from what I can tell.
But then I guess it's confusing because you see these, non-binary crop toppers having eggs on toast with cheese and butter, and so they don't look like breeders at all, but they are sort of staunch traditional breeders.
Yes, very. And
it confuses the mind and psyche.
But it's because they're paid to have children. It's like very easy. So I think that's a big part of it, and that's why it's culturally. I mean, everybody's so happy here because they don't, they're chilling. They don't work that hard. Like, they don't work that hard. They just ride their bike. They go jump in the water. They have a cortado. Life is good. Have some cold fish on bread. What's not to love? Who doesn't love herring, Jason? Delicious.
Oh, if this was a video podcast, you'd see my hand being raised right now.
I don't know. I do not. I don't. Flynn's here, and they were going to like him and Nico and like his couple, Ian and Cameron, his other friends were like, they're like inviting me to his lunch. Like it's a super traditional, like Danish sandwich. I'm like, I'm out.
Oh, yeah,
I'm all set.
Yeah.
I'm all set, bro. I don't need. I don't need dill.
I forgot what it's called.
Dill and herring at fucking noon. I'm all set. That's gonna set me off on a path I don't want to go down.
That's kind of that is sort of the problem, because having food like that is sort of like superfood. Like it is the best food for you that you can eat. It's the best protein.
Yeah, for sure.
The omega-3s, all that shit. Like that is
problem,
why
Jason.
Everyone is in amazing shape and looks great. But there is a problem. There's an asterisk.
Would I trade a no fatty society to eat pickled herring and dill every day on rye? I don't know if I would. I don't know if I can.
No fatty society.
Know if I can commit. I don't know if I can commit. I don't know if I can commit to that.
God,
I really don't.
That seems like an emerging indie sleaze clothing brand.
It does. Yeah, it does. The No Fatty Society trucker hat available on howlonggone.com right now for $35.
Yeah, the young and reckless. They're not directly connected, but they're not. I think there's some money behind it.
They have the same investors. Yeah,
they're quietly funding it Peter Thiel style.
They have the same investors. Yeah, but yeah, we did. So I had this. I did the zine launch last night, which was fun, and there was because MF Pen opened a store.
Yeah, what's up with the zine? This is just photos.
Just photos. Yeah, and Nico, we did it with Grind, this Japanese magazine. It came out great, and we did a shirt, and then like the Palm store is right across the street from the new MF Pen store and the other Aspect store. So it was like a block party vibe. Yayo was in the building.
Shut the shit down.
Yayo was in the building. And several other friends of the show were in the building, but it was
too many to name.
But the way people just stand on the street and drink here is that's when you know that it's a tough world. It's a tough place to live, like every week except these 2 out of the year. You know what I mean? It's like the desperation to be outside is very real because it's fleeting.
Right. They're quite pleased, more than happy to just stand, not even on a sidewalk, on like an asphalt road where cars come, happy to move every 45 seconds for a taxi or whatever, or a Vigo.
You gotta move. You got to move out of the way for the Vigo. They come barreling through. Barreling. But yeah, anyway, I'm here.
That's great. Fun. Congratulations. We're both in Europe now. This is so sick. Yeah, the hotel I'm at, it has a very nice kind of old world charm to it, but nice modern touches. You get to sit down in a separate room when you check in. They, when you go to a hotel and they're like, "Can I help you with your bag, sir?" And you're like, "No, I'm just yeah. I never want to do that, and you never do either.
I hate it.
But the way they do it here, they don't. It's not even an option, and they like you just turn your head and
gone.
Your bags are gone.
Like a cell phone walking down the street in London, it's just gone. You don't know where it went. You know what I mean? Where'd that knife go? Oh no, it's in my side. I
know where it went. It's in the Wuhan district by now. It's in the South Sudan.
This is long gone. Okay, it sounds nice. I can't wait to check in tomorrow.
But it has that energy, or it does not have any of that energy where it's like, "Oh, we tricked you into giving us your bags, so now you are forced to give us a tip when we give you a tour of how the light switch works." Haha.
Yeah.
None of that. Luckily I came prepared. I felt more like an adult traveler in my entire life.
They're like, "So, okay, this is a shower. You have here's a sink, and if you could just hand me a tenner." It's a bit
tricky now. So the F is Fahrenheit, the C stands for, and you were gonna want to get a pencil out. Celsius.
So we have a pencil and pad right by the bed. Actually, if you want to use it, it's in there.
But I did not feel like that here. I felt as if just like, "Hey, we're just gonna carry your stuff into the room." I went into the lobby and I had a saucer of mint tea while I was waiting for them to make sure my room was good to go. And as soon as I poured the tea, they came over and like, "Oh, your room is ready, sir. Come with us." And then like a man dressed in like a very nice suit carried my tea on a silver tray up to the hotel room with me.
Yeah.
And I was like, guys, I'll carry this. It's fine. My bag's already up there. And they laughed at the idea of not carrying my tea saucer up to the hotel room.
They see your big dumb ass. They know you're breaking that thing. They know you're good. They know you're dropping it. They know you're spilling it. They're gonna get hot water in your hand. It's just, but I think that it's like when you go to a good restaurant, and you're at the bar and you have a drink.
Sure.
You never bring the drink to your table. They won't.
True.
But it's more for insurance purposes, I think, than it is for optics. But
it could be a little bit of that. But also when I go to a restaurant, especially a restaurant that is nice enough to carry the tab over, I'm already pot committed to leaving a tip. I'm one of those guys who will tip on my dinner meal. But the bellhop at a hotel in a foreign country, the chances of me leaving you a tip slim to nil. But I had prepared. I've had 15 pounds burning a hole in my Tom Ford wallet for the last, let's call it, year and a half, just waiting for this moment. And I've folded up that clear plastic dollar bill with the Queen of England on there, R.I.P. Handed it to him, stuffed it into his little shirt pocket. And I was like, damn, I'm international as fuck right now. It was so cool.
Yeah, it's super international when they speak the same language too. That makes me feel.
Yeah, well, the guy, he just moved here from Toronto, so we had. I would.
So it
wasn't necessarily a fish out of water scenario as much as I'm building up to
super
me.
international. This is one of my Canadian brothers. Well, good. Look, I can't wait to check in and have a.
I thought Ontario was big until I came here.
Ontario,
it's quite a big city.
Ontario is huge, but there's not traffic like this. I don't really understand. We like beer the same amount, though.
Another friend who's in Europe right now, the son of Michael Jordan. Have you seen this?
What is his little thought ass doing?
The son of Michael Jordan has been papped doing cocaine out of a vial and a little Coke spoon, like at breakfast in a hotel in the south of France, I believe.
Look, bro.
He's like having an outdoor. Well,
it's like
it's a cool photo.
So you're saying Michael Jordan's son, Larsa Pippen's ex, went fucking boiler room mode at breakfast at the hotel in Saint Tropez.
Charlie will at least duck under the DJ booth. I think the reason why it was so, or why it was so popular, because it was so brazen. It was literally like, you're sitting at breakfast with your friends, having some scrambled eggs, maybe there's some light fruit and, some shit coffee. You're drinking your fourth Americano just to feel something. And then you're like, you know what? I'm going to get a little tootski out. Should we have a little bump? And then just out in the open, not trying to hide it. And I like that. I like the audacity of a Jordan.
I do too. I do too.
But I think it's starting to turn the tide on this type of behavior where people are commenting, like, taking photos of people doing drugs in the club or out in public, or doing illicit things in illicit places where you're supposed to do, making out with a stranger in the corner of a club or whatever. People are sort of fighting back and saying, like, it's lame, it's loser behavior, it's snitch behavior.
It is
to take a photo of a guy doing drugs, or a girl making out with her friend, or whatever it is.
It's snitch behavior when
and
people.
Hopefully we're turning the tide on that. And could you imagine a world where we respect cocaine use?
I would love to respect cocaine use, but I think that there's a problem. There's a problem with. It's just it happened. The COVID tattletaling was like the peak of this, where it was like, I saw my neighbor without a mask on inside his own house, and I'm going to call the cops on him, and then post a picture of him on Twitter and Instagram to shame him. And people also do it like when they see like a fat person at the gym. You know what I mean? And they like make fun of. I'm like, you can't do that. Like that's
really.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, it's one thing. Like, if I can see somebody's face and they're trying to make a change in their life, and you're making fun of them, that is like the lowest shit on earth. That really bothers me. Like, really, really bothers me for some reason.
Yeah, good, Chris, good. And Michael Jordan's son was like, I'm really trying to make a change in my life. Yes. I'm trying to get a little bit higher than I was 5 minutes ago.
He's like this.
And I love the high that I get from cocaine.
This French coffee sucks. I'm gonna just stick to cocaine.
It's time for a change. I looked at myself in the mirror a good hard look in the mirror, and I said some changes are gonna need to be made.
Let's
call our guy.
If I was Michael Jordan's son and I wasn't in the NBA, I'd be doing a lot more than coke. That is for sure. If I was just,
I would find, if I was Michael Jordan's son, and because you've got that Jordan blood in you, which is, I became the world's most popular, greatest athlete of all time across any sport, arguably, because I have this fighting, murderous spirit where I hold lifelong grudges, and the only way to really succeed is to create an enemy that you have to destroy versus enjoying a beautiful sport or whatever. If I was him, I would be having this photographer killed within the next 48 hours. I watched Goodfellas on the plane over here. They're going to track this guy down. He got paid $1,500 for this photo. It's in page 6. Next thing you know, we got your grandma in the back of a Chrysler LeBaron in the trunk. She's still kicking. Put a couple of hits with the steak knife in there, bury her upstate.
Look, Michael Jordan has definitely murdered people. We all know that.
His own father.
Indirectly, his own father, famously his own father.
Which I'll never understand how a billionaire can't pay his gambling debts, but that's a whole other podcast.
I don't think it's I think it's about maybe I'm Michael Jordan, bitch, kind of vibes versus like not having the money.
He's
not being super liquid.
I didn't pay you that $37,000 on that Arizona Diamondbacks game out of principle. Okay, I have the money.
Not Diamondbacks. You cheated. You fucking cheated.
My D-backs almost covered the spread.
That's really funny. Yeah, I had not seen that picture, but I mean, because everybody in my life there's two things people are talking about. The Baz Luhrmann Vogue cover with Blake Lively and gay Hugh Jackman that is just Blake Lively's the worst dressed person on planet Earth, and it makes no sense. Like, she's worse than Taylor Swift because she tries and like thinks it's good, you know, and like people, Lauren talks about this all the time in Line Sheet, but it's like it's fascinating how bad she dresses, and like no one can figure out like what's going on. Like no one can understand.
Okay.
How...
Well, to bring up the Vegas betting again, I think we're starting to see her dressing become so ridiculously bad that it's starting to make some, more in tune girls and gays wonder if this is maybe a little bit of a troll. Are we having a joke? Is this? I'm not calling her a performance artist or anything like that, but is she having a little fun with this and not taking it seriously?
You're giving her too much credit. She's like a Southern sorority girl, bro. She ain't thinking about anything. She's rich as fuck. Her husband is even more rich. They got like 4 kids. I think she's just got this bad of taste. And she can't, and she's so famous and no one's going to tell her no. Like if I was her friend, I would step in and be like, you're embarrassing yourself. You would do that for me. I would do that for you. She must have those people in her life, but they're probably on payroll.
I would encourage it is the problem. I think if you really are this rich, and her husband is Ryan Reynolds, right?
Yes, her husband is Deadpool versus Wolverine, Ryan Reynolds, the football club owner.
Right. Okay, so he probably sucks, right?
Oh, definitely sucks. Yeah, he's dry as toast. He's dry as motherfucker. I mean, maybe not.
Maybe not. He could be a dope guy. We never know. But, I think that the life that they're living...
actors are notoriously dope guys. So I'm sure he's a dope superhero in real life.
They haven't heard of what you're talking about, but they're thinking about getting into it. That's for damn sure. Been meaning to. But I think that there's a chance that if you have that much star power, that much success, Taylor Swift is your best friend. Life is but a dream, until until like one of her kids gets a leukemia or something like that. Her life is just going to be fucking so fun, and it's going to be a roller coaster ride of doing whatever you want. The more awful your outfits are, the more famous you get, the worse you dress. Now you're on the September issue cover. She's just like, this is
working.
This is whatever is happening. It's the Keith effect from the Rolling Stones. As soon as she stops dressing like the worst person alive, she will die. She will lose her star power.
She could suffer some repercussions career-wise. She could take a financial hit if she stops wearing leather chaps over jeans. I agree. I mean, it could be her personal brand could be destroyed.
I like it. I kind of like the absurdity of it. I think that it's going to. I think that like some of our more fun gays are going to wear that outfit for Halloween. It's like almost graduating into this weird post-camp fun kind of situation.
You're giving her too much credit. You're giving her way too much credit.
I am. You're
giving her way too much
that's
credit.
That's classic me. That's my toxic trait.
That is one of your toxic trait. One of many. One of many. But yeah, I saw somebody on Twitter be like, Baz Luhrmann this Baz Luhrmann Vogue cover is proof that there is no end to Australian bad taste, and it was really fucking funny. It's really fucking funny. I can't remember who said it. It was really.
But also Baz Luhrmann looks insane now too, right?
Yeah, Baz Luhrmann looks like melting wax. Like Baz Luhrmann don't look. He looks like Madame Tussauds.
He's got a little Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah, yes, he went a little too hard. He did a few too many units, as they say in the biz. I think there's a
Well, speaking of units and his body, he looks like he's sort of cut from the same cloth as Kanye West's dentist.
I wish I was cut. Kanye West's dentist got quads with veins bigger than my legs. I don't know how this guy, I don't know what steroids he's on, but I need to talk to my doctor.
I like that you quickly pivoted from, I don't know how I don't know which steroids I don't know what his cycle is.
Yeah, I don't know if he's cycling right now or not, but
thank you for correcting yourself and acknowledging that it is definitely steroids, just like Ryan Reynolds and Gay Jackman and Kanye and Yeezy DDS.
Speaking of Yeezy DDS. Quick sidebar. I've been told that George Clooney is gay and has a hairdresser that he's worked with his entire career that's his boyfriend. Have you ever heard that?
No, that's sweet though.
I know, it's very sweet. I loved it. Anyway, Kanye's dentist is Milo, former CEO of Yeezy, who's like a right-wing kind of Twitter personality.
One of the most trusted sources in the media year after year, proving himself.
He's given at least 200,000 stories to TMZ. That's his claim. He's saying that the downfall of Kanye West isn't maybe his anti-Semitic rants or the fact that his music sucks now or him displaying his wife's titties and getting head on a boat in Venice. It's that he's hooked on nitrous from a bad boy dentist who did his all diamond grills.
Mm-hmm.
And the bad boy dentist is saying, or Milo is saying that Ye was spending $50,000 a month on nitrous. Mm-hmm. Which is so cool. This is the coolest thing Kanye West has ever done. This is my college dropout. This is so cool.
I'm seeing some through lines and parallels in a dark way to two other musical geniuses, Prince and Michael Jackson.
Mike Jack,
who both oopsie-daisily died by having a doctor crank that fucking Soulja Boy till 11 until beep. And I did not know that you could do that with nitrous and use nitrous oxide as a mind control drug. Unless you have an Edgar haircut, I didn't think it was possible, but here we are.
I mean, it does explain a lot. I wonder, I'm not super clear on nitrous. I've not used a lot of it in my life, so I don't know what
I've used it.
Well, we've all used it, but I'm saying if you're buying $50,000 worth of it, how is that coming? Like, what's the delivery method? Like, how does that feels like it has to be airlifted. That's so much. You can't throw that in the fucking Escalade.
Well, not all at once. Not all at once. I think it'll.
Do you think Kanye's people are making 2 trips? They're getting that shit on pallets on an 18-wheeler, if nothing else.
Yeah, quite possibly. That's true. But I mean, if you are a dentist, you sort of are the nitrous man. You are the doctor that goes.
That's true.
You have more access to NOS than Devin Aoki, and that's
not Nas, not Illmatic. Kanye's going Illmatic mode.
And OS nitrous. It was a Fast and Furious reference.
My bad.
It works for either.
I'm a hip hop head, so it's tough for me when I hear Nas. I say
it's hard for you to code switch.
Yeah, exactly.
Not me.
Very hard. But yeah, this is a fascinating story, and I hope more comes. I hope there's more.
I think there's definitely going to be more. And the problem is, with the guy like Milo Yiannopoulos, he's such a hated, untrustworthy, like kind of psychotic. It's like if Ben Shapiro or someone was like, "Hey guys, this is a really serious thing that's happening, and you guys got to listen to me." Like everyone's gonna be like, "No, never gonna do that."
Yeah,
because you're you. Like, and the thing that I'm worried about is like, there's a strong chance that there's some decent truth to this.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think it's also a classic case of, sure, the source isn't super trustworthy, but the story's so good that I can look past that and believe it for all of its for its face value.
I just worry.
I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to do that.
I have like a sneaking suspicion that this is truer than we'd like to believe, and people won't put enough weight into this information because it's coming from one of the worst sources, walking on planet Earth.
Yeah, I mean,
no shade to Milo.
That's possible. No, lots of shade to Milo. I mean, he's one of the worst of all time. But that is the fact that he was CEO of Yeezy is something that I kind of forget about and is really, really funny. Really, really.
I wonder who got who into being a Nazi. Was it Kanye getting Milo into it, or Milo get?
No, I think Milo. I think Milo,
they fight over who became a Nazi first.
I think Milo predates Kanye as far as bad beliefs go, at least publicly. At least publicly.
That is true.
At least publicly. I had a bone to pick with No Song having Saint Vincent, who was
got a bone to pick.
She was slandering John Mayer's daughters as the
No
worst
Song having Saint Vincent.
Worst song of all time. Which, look, Daughters is not my favorite. I understand how the lyrics could be misconstrued, but
could you explain how the lyrics could be misconstrued to our listeners who are not familiar with that? Myself included.
Jason,
I've heard the
song. All our listeners know what it, because it's basically people are like, it's creepy. Is the vibe?
But what's creepy? Like, I honestly don't exactly know what's creepy.
It's because he's talking about like father-daughter relationships and how that affects a relationship with a future partner. You know what I mean? So it's like, but if you choose to read into it the other way, it's just like weird, creepy stuff, which people have done for years. I mean, to be fair.
So is it the weird? Is it because of John sort of known for being a cocksmith himself? He's sort of writing a song like Eminem style, stand to the father of the person that he's about to hit raw and act like the condom broke, and it's kind of like, I mean, is it like that?
She's saying, all right, hold on, it's so deeply misogynistic, which would be fine if you own that, but he pretends like it's sweet, and there might be some truth to that.
Vincent got bars,
but that's the thing. Vincent don't have bars. She's never had a song that's even gotten a 0.001% of a John Mayer song. She can shred. She's a very good guitar player, and she's quite cool, but she ain't got no songs.
So she is like, she's the white version of what's her name, who's always playing guitar and wins 10 Grammys a year, but no one's ever heard a song of hers.
Oh yeah, no one, yeah, no, her H.E.R.
Yeah.
St. Vincent's critique seems to zero in on the lyrics, which advise fathers to be good to your daughters to ensure smoother relationships for men in the future. I think that I see where she's coming from. I just think it's a funny thing to.
So John's saying, fathers, respect your daughters before I tear that pussy up.
That is kind of what I think that he might be saying, and I think.
Could you do me a solid?
But I don't think that's. I mean, that's not.
I don't want it to be weird. When I knock the dust off this pussy.
I don't want it to be weird, but your daughter kind of bad. You know what I'm saying? So if you could send her to private school and kind of love her, that would be really good.
If you could love her before I love up on her,
yes,
it would make my life a hell of a lot easier. We'll send her home with a Seiko piece.
Oh yeah, well I'll pull out the Martin and play something for her. Did you see Drake 100 gigs? Have you witnessed the litness of the Drake blog?
Yeah, we've all seen the petabyte release.
Just stop, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
we're not. Don't do that when you're on the mic with OVO Chris. You could get wetted up. You could get something nasty.
Please, sir, don't slime me down. Please don't slime me down, sir.
Sir, no slime.
Yeah, somebody. I mean, well, there was that joke. Friend of the show, Deezus, had a good joke. 100 gigabytes is dangerously close to a petabyte. And then there was another one saying 100 gigabytes. How many of those gigabytes were just mirror selfies?
It continues.
We're ripe. It's very similar to my favorite current meme format, which is the RFK talking to Roseanne, where every major world tragedy in the last 100 years has sort of stemmed because of RFK Jr.
It's really good, but this 100 gigs
down to very niche ones like the untimely death of Cliff Burton in Metallica, where their tour bus rolled over in 1986.
Of course, a classic rock story.
R.I.P. to the greatest, but sorry,
sorry,
it's funny as hell.
So it's basically like, from what I understand, it's kind of like them putting all this stuff out to see how interested people are because there's a documentary that has been because he's been shooting himself. His photographers have been shooting him for like 10 years, and there's all this footage. And I think this feels like a little bit of like a litmus test, no pun intended. And
wait, who are we talking about again? Your connection cut out.
we're talking about Drake.
Okay. So no, sorry, like it was cutting out. I wasn't sure if you were still talking about RFK or not. Okay, so yeah, there's like a mysterious Instagram account that seems to be documenting Turks and cake and a car doing donuts in front of his Drake airplane, stuff like that. So we're gonna get a doc. Have you listened to any of these songs or any of these gigabytes good?
I haven't listened to the songs. I don't know. I don't like listening to music that way. I need it to be on a streaming service to understand. I can't click on multiple links unless it's on like Apple or Spotify or SoundCloud. I can't digest.
I think we're all learning that nobody wants that. Like we will get free, releases, promos for albums that come out. Fontaine's DC record. Do you want it? And they'll be like, I'll just wait for it.
I mean, I listen if it's something
before people would be like, oh, I'm clamoring for it. I want to have it before everyone else. But
yeah,
now if it's not, if you don't have the ease of use, if I have to do 7 steps and download the song and listen to them on my like iMessages app because I texted them to myself, the user journey has been fucked.
I'm literally, my computer has a window open to samply.app,
right?
Because I got a record from someone that I love and I was very excited to listen to, and it's very good and I can't wait for them to announce it. But it's like I can only listen to it on my desktop.
Well, what if you can listen to it in your car?
That's what I'm saying. That if I could listen to it on my AirPods while I'm riding my Lime over the water, are you kidding me? That's how God intended.
Great cycling music.
It's great cycling music. He's known for his cycling music. Actually, he's super known for that. So this is good.
No, I'm dying to know who this could be.
But it's too much. You're right. There's too many, and you know what it is. It's and I've complained about this before.
And I hate that. I wish it was the other way.
It needs to be standardized. That's the issue. Like there needs to be one of them. If there was one service that every label uses, then I would download that app. You know what I mean? If there was one service, I would put it on my phone. But there's 4 or 5 of them, and no one can decide which one is best. And that's the issue.
Or if our iPhones could have this weird thing like every other device ever made in the history of the world where you can put a file on the hard drive and then you could use a thing called iTunes or music and then you listen to it. But no, we can't do that.
You got a point, bro. Damn, you're always thinking. You're such a tech guy.
It used to be so nice to have. I used to love the separation of church and state from my phone and my iPod Nano.
Yeah.
And you pull it out. You're listening to music. It's just that you get excited. I downloaded this new record and I moved the Bon Iver live at the DNC, .mp3. Moved that shit over to my iPod Nano. Red edition, support breast cancer.
Of course.
And then you listen to that shit while you're in the park. Feels good. Now, we tried with the Yeezy player, but his nitrous oxide addiction crippled their UX.
Crippled the UX. He was... My nitrous crippled the UX. Yeah, oh shit! Need a new CEO when that happens. Need a new CEO.
Yeah, and then now no more lightning cables. Now we got USB-C.
Oh,
now you need a third dongle to re-dongle your undongling.
They know what they're doing, bro. They know what they're doing because we're all just gonna cop like we always do. I'm no different.
Steve Jobs is rolling over in his tiny little grave.
Steve's Issey Miyake tank top is wrinkled. He's so stressed out. He's so stressed out in his
those
not
are
tank
actually
top.
Just pleats,
I'm sorry,
Chris. Those are actually just pleats. They're supposed to be there.
Not tank top. He wears a turtleneck. I get my seasons confused over here.
You didn't get my pleats joke? What the hell?
No, I got your pleats joke. I just hate men shouldn't wear pleats. Please, I'll die on that hill. So it's a little bit of it's an issue for me. It's an issue.
What about black guys?
Actually, good point. Different. Yeah, they can.
It works.
Like most things. Like it's cool. But I don't. I mean, it's okay on chicks.
Got those pleats on.
But I see there's a hella guys out here wearing pleats. I do want to talk about Bon Iver at the DNC because the Republicans are now kind of trying to frame it like he's Taylor Swift. Like he's so famous. They're like, oh, no one would
they got Bruce Springsteen to play or something.
Yeah, they're like, no one would have came to this except Grammy award-winning artist Bon Iver. You know what
Billboard
I mean?
#1 chart topper Bon Iver.
Yeah, they're like really reframing it as like he sold tickets to this, which is, I mean, of course he partly did. He's from Wisconsin and he's a legend, but I just don't. It's really funny to read the tweets because it's like the language is just all a little bit wrong. I can't, like, the words they use just aren't the right words or something.
But the problem is it'll work.
Oh, it'll totally work. I mean, this vice president shit and this like the camo hat stuff, you know what I mean? Is
it's a hat off.
We gotta stop. We gotta stop. Politicians aren't fucking cool. That's why they're politicians. If they weren't politicians, they're inherently not cool. We can't make them cool. Stop fetishizing them and trying to make them something they're not. They're supposed to go like, push policies across the line that we need to survive. They're not meant to be, oh my God, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, imagine wearing a fucking praying style hat for the vice president. Like, it's fucking so cooked. Like that the Bernie Sanders fucking cum tease, like that's crazy.
Right.
Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. That's not what this is about.
The J.D. Vance Father, Son, and Holy Spirit
bikini
2-piece is fucked up. It's weird.
Fucked up. And
I'm hoping that this will sort of be the last straw because literally, it's come to the point where our political battle is no longer based on what your platform initiatives are and Roe v. Wade and immigration and homelessness. It's about who has a hat that I identify more with, and that sort of sums up the state of our entire world right now.
Yeah,
and both hats are bad.
If I'm going to vote for someone, they better wear cool workwear and not be John Fetterman. That's the vibe right now. It's like I think
there's a little cleansing is happening. Everyone hates Fetterman now.
Fetterman sucks. I've been saying that from day one, and nobody wanted to side with me. A fucking dork.
But people like him now again because it's kind of similar to our last guest. Seemed to have a traumatic head injury in the style of Roseanne Barr, which now made him cool and funny, but a little right wingy.
Yeah, I mean, he always looked right wing. He looks extremely Steelworkers Union. And I think he felt different.
He ain't built Ford tough though. He's a steel worker, but he drive a Nissan Sentra to work, not a damn F-150.
No, he doesn't have a king cab. That's for fucking sure. No king cab on his driveway. If you're gonna tweet about me,
unless we're talking about his rear end,
if you're gonna tweet about me and the vice president, tag me next time, especially if it's someone I know who's been on this show before. I don't really understand what the point of that is, and I think remember that we have a platform as well. We have a platform as well.
But I take it as a flattery where people are like, I'm reading this piece of news right now, and who I would love to hear talk about it? Chris and Jason on How Long Gone.
I don't know if I think it's more of a slight. I think it's more saying that I'm ugly, but I see what you mean, and I think it worked.
Oh, never mind. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, that's just what happens when you want to be on How Long Gone,
But again, I mean, how many? The 2, 3, 4 timers club is reserved for basically friends and family at this point. I mean, that's how it's got to be.
People think that they can insult their way into coming on How Long Gone. They could stoke the flames.
I mean, you can't. You're not going to do it on Twitter. You're going to do it if you put something out that's good. Whatever that is, like whatever that is, a movie, a book, an album, a couple Instagram photos. We're not opposed. We're not opposed.
It's gonna take more than a Substack.
It's always gonna take more than that's the How Long Gone motto. It's gonna take more than a Substack. Is the How Long Gone motto?
More than a Substack.
How Long Gone motto. I need to get mentally prepared for Noma tonight. So, are there any tips? Before we head out, is there anything I should know? Should I bring like a pad for my seat, like a high school football game?
I would say bring a pad to write down your tasting notes. That's what I did.
Oh, got him. Okay, I'll bring my moleskin.
I would obviously come hungry and come thirsty.
Okay.
If I know you don't do drugs, but I feel like you might need some type of natural remedy to control your anger at what happens.
Sure.
I don't know if there's a milk thistle or some type of adaptogenic lion's mane.
One of our guests needs some milk thistle. He's there's steam coming out of his ears on table 4, and I'm worried that if we present one more of our intricate dishes to him, that he could have an aneurysm. Can we please get some milk thistle?
I really want you to have like a Larry David style thing where like on course 11 at coincidentally 11:15 p.m. you just take your napkin, throw it on the table, hands up. I'm done. I'm out. Call me a Vigo. I'm fucking out of here.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited to go. I really am, because I was thinking about going. I told you this. I was thinking about going, then I was like, I'm not going to really have time, and then this invite came in. So I'm excited to experience the whole thing.
I cannot wait for it. I mean, I cannot wait for. I mean, I'm going to need 2,000 words on it, please.
Yeah, I hate food, and I went to Noma. Here's my story. I mean, I appreciate it because Noma is operating at the highest possible level, and that is always something that I want to experience. You know what I mean? I want the best of anything, even if it's not necessarily for me on paper, is for me because I want to see what that's like, because that doesn't happen to me that often.
Unless it pertains to maybe, a Philly cheesesteak or something like that. It has to be something that's at least in your strike zone.
But this is like a bigger, it's like not a dish, it's like an experience is what I'm saying. Like this is the best, you know what I mean? This is the best of this is
He said it's bigger than rap, it's more than a dish.
It's bigger than rap, as something I always say is it's bigger than rap.
Okay, well, I would say get your finest Tekla eel bib on.
I'll have my Tekla,
because you're going to be chowing down.
I'm going to have my Tekla bib ready to fucking rock. It's a nice university stripe. Thank you to all my friends in Copenhagen. Thank you for Copenhagen Fashion Week for hosting me. And I had a blast.
Copenhagen Fashion Week, fuck you for not hosting me. Suck my pianist from the side.
I'll be back next season, hopefully. How Long Gone?
I'll be back never.
Is what you're listening to. We have a show tonight at Bush Hall in London. If you don't have a ticket, you're missing out. We will be there. I know it's far from your house if you live in South London, but that's your fault. And we don't have any Uber vouchers or Lime codes, so you're gonna have to get yourself there. But that's part of the whole experience.
They have a lovely transit system here, Chris.
The
trolleys, brawlies, taxis, and tubes.
It all works. You know what I mean? HowLongGone.com is the website. We'll be back with more podcasts. And Jason, I'll see you tomorrow in beautiful London.
And also for our fans who have purchased tickets and who will be showing up, doors at 7:30, show at 8:30. We should be done about 9:30, and you can plan your dinner reservations accordingly.
Yeah, Mountain's open late. They're staying open late for you. We made a deal with them. We made a deal with them. All right, thank you guys for listening. We'll see you soon.
Bye.